Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pre-Market Live Show. It is Tuesday, February 4th, and let's see how the heat map look. It doesn't look too bad. Microsoft's down just a hair. NVIDIA, Google, Meta, Amazon, Tesla are all up, and Apple's down a little bit. We'll go through them, see what's going on, and let's check out our Jolie's jumpers first and see what's popping this morning. AMOD, let's see. AMOD just kind of pulled back a little bit. Let me look at it and see what's happening here. AMOD. Oh, come on. I was just using this thing. Come on, Trend Spider. Are you kidding me right now? I was just using it like 2 minutes ago. Hold on 1 second. Are you kidding me? Here we go. Let me pop this up. All right, AMOD. I was literally just looking at crypto on it, and it was fine. AMOD, here we go. There it works now. And yeah, that is curling up really nice right there. AMOD, let's take a look at this thing real fast. Let's see what it's doing here. Yesterday, it went, what, 276 to 288. It's at 252, and then this morning it's at 265. And I'm telling you, it is curling up there. So keep an eye on this AMOD. I haven't seen that one. Alpha Modus Holdings, not sure what it is, but it is trying to curl up anyway this morning. ASTS, we were talking about this the last few days, this ASTS. It did run up yesterday. It got into that channel 1922 to 2210, and it closed at that 22 this morning. It's at 2180 right now. Down 20 cents, not looking too bad, but it is in that channel, which is good for it. ASTS, AZTR. Let's look at Azirtra, something like that. I have no idea. And let's look at AZTR. AZTR, here we go. It did run up yesterday. It looks like it's run up some today. 24 to 41 yesterday. Closed at 41, then went 41 to 53. It came back to 37. It's at 41 right now. So it did jump up there, and it's not looking bad, actually. Keep an eye on that AZTR. It has some good momentum right now, so watch that thing. And CYCN, we saw this the other night. It's been running up right now. What is it? A biotech company. CYCN here. Oops, CYCN. Let's see. It did run up yesterday again, pretty big, 388 to 625. It closed at 588, and it's at 525 right now. But it looks like it does want to go higher, so I'd keep my eye on that CYCN this morning too. EVAX, EVAX, and that one is that one bounced off that bottom line right there, didn't it? EVAX. And it sure did yesterday. It was moving yesterday, 236 to 360. It closed at 315. And then this morning, 312 up to 491. And it's at 463 right now and looking good. Keep your eye on EVAX right there. And that IVVD we were looking at the other night, this ran up really big yesterday. IVVD. And it did run, 40 cents to 113. Then this morning it went 115 to 145. It's at 121 right now. So that IVVD looking good. And KAPA, let's see what this is doing. It did run up there looking good. Nice little Jolie's jumper right here. It went 261 to 271 and came down to 191. And it did run up there yesterday pretty good from 140 to 240. So that's KAPA. And it is kind of pulling back at the moment, but had a nice run up the last 2 days right there. And MBLY, let's see, Mobileye or something. They just had their earnings, and this is curling up real good, MBLY, so we'll keep an eye on this one. It is moving 1603 to 1609, nothing crazy, but it does look like it's getting set up, so let's keep an eye on that one. And that Reborn went crazy yesterday, Reborn Coffee, that ran way up there, REBN. So let's take a look at it. Yesterday it went 331 to 820, and then this morning it's still trying to move around 536 to 674. It's at 542, and it did get up there at the top. I'd be careful. It probably will come down now, but that's REBN. That did have a hell of a run up. And SOPA, Society Pass, this one ran up pretty big too. SOPA, and we looked at this bad boy running there. So 230 yesterday, it ran what did it do yesterday? It ran the last few days, but yesterday 178 to 290, and then it went from what 230 to 235. It's at 232 right now, and it could still run up there this morning. It's still up in that top area, so keep an eye on that. And let's see what zone this one's in. ZONE, and it is moving up there. ZONE. Let's see. It was moving yesterday 99 to 156 and 154 to 174 right there. It's at 130. So there you go with ZONE. And your Jolie's jumpers. Thank you, Asian Jolie. Greatly appreciate that. And we'll jump right into our laptop lowdowns real quick. And let me know what you guys want to see this morning. And we'll take a look at it here. Let's take a look at our laptop lowdowns and RTC. This one's getting set up, guys. I'm telling you, this one's looking much better way down here. It bottomed out. And I would say you want to keep an eye on this RTC. It's not moving yet this morning. At least it doesn't look like it to me. Let me see. Yeah, I still have yesterday's date here, but keep an eye on that one. It is looking good. Bowen acquisition. This is a shell company, and it's way down there. Went from the top to the basement. It's been in the basement. Tried to curl up the other day, and then took a big old dip yesterday. So let's keep an eye on that one. That'll be a good one because they've been running them shell companies. BVFL. BV Financials. This one's in the basement, has recently run up pretty big. And BVFL, let's see. Um, yeah, I think that could be its bottom yesterday right there. And at that 1473, it's at 1510, so we might want to keep an eye on that one. That one could be moving back up. CTNM. Let's look at CTNM here, and that one just bottomed out. CTNM. So I think that one's hitting that bottom area as well. 948 to 954. That 920 could be its bottom there yesterday. So keep an eye on these because they're looking good to like bottom out and try to bounce back up. And DGLY, Digital Ally. Let's see. That one's just pulling back into the basement. Um, let's see, DGLY here. And yeah, that one's going to get set up, guys. So keep an eye on that one. It's just pulling back, and we'll find that bottom. I mean, it could have been yesterday. It looks like it's moving today, 19 cents, and yesterday it closed at 20. So let's find that bottom. And what was the bottom yesterday? 18 cents. So we're right there, and that's DGLY. That's one to keep an eye on for sure. And let's take a look at that icon. What's that up to? Because that's been trying to set up. It's just got a big curl up and it's taking its time, but it will get set up. And yesterday could be its bottom right there. So we'll keep an eye on that one as well. And I'll see if that bottomed out. ICON and IGMS. Let's look. IGMS. This one's trying to curl up there. It's not look. It doesn't look like it's doing anything yet. Yeah, it's not doing anything yet, but it's way down there and it's trying to curl up. So keep an eye on that one. And that MGOL, that was looking pretty damn good the other day. It's just sitting flat right here, but it does look like it wants to roll off this MACD right there and get cruising. So I would keep an eye on this MGOL. It is looking pretty decent right there. And PITA. That took a big dip. Is that today or yesterday? That's yesterday. Hold on. Yeah, that was it actually dipped on Friday, and then yesterday it took a little dip. It was trying to move back up 40 to 56, and then this morning it's at 50. So we'll have to keep an eye on PITA and see what that wants to do. And this Stardust, I'm telling you, this one's going to be good, guys. STST or SDST. That's what it is. Stardust. And it is curled through. It looks like it bottomed out there the other day. And let's see what it's doing here. That bottom was probably yesterday. It is moving a little bit today, 101 to 103. It's at 101. And I'm telling you, this thing wants to get curled up and have some Stardust power right there. So keep an eye on that one. And that STSS, we've been looking at that Sharps Technologies way down here. And we're just watching it to try to bottom out. And then we'll catch that one on the way up. And VISL is Vistalink. And this one's a big dip down into the basement. They're like a securities company or something. Hold on. $2 at 222, and it's at 202. It came down to 146 today. Yesterday, 366 to 379. It came down to 169 yesterday. So, excuse me. Um, yeah, so this one could be bottoming out. And like I said, they do communication equipment, but it's like security equipment. I know that company traded that one for a while there. And WINT, good old Windtree Therapeutics. This one's in the basement, and it is trying to bottom out at this point and have a little run. So we're watching that. It could be bottomed out yesterday, 13. It could be that 11 cents. It's back to 12. So we'll keep an eye on WINT, Windtree, and Windtree Therapeutics, and see if that one wants to curl back up and get out of the basement at some point. So there you go with our laptop lowdowns. Thank you very much for them. And let me take a quick look and see what else is going on here. EVAX. Um, there we go. Oh, that was a 100% banger this morning. So there you go. Like you say, we all need trading accounts that open at 4 a.m. because EVAX was moving this morning, guys. Let me look. I know I just went over it, but Humi Hunt was looking at it this morning, and let's see where it went to up there. Yeah, it got up what 312 to 491, and it's at 420 right now. Literally, just taking that early morning smoke break real quick after that big run up. But yeah, you're not kidding because it closed yesterday at 315, and then opened at 312 and then just started running up. So that one did. You're not kidding. And yeah, you got to be trading at 4 a.m. if you want these small guys because they definitely run early. And I mean, this is a $3 stock and it's still moving early in the morning. So anything like under that $5 area is kind of considered pretty small. I'd say call it under 4 or 3. But yeah, they can really move, especially under $3. And then you get into your pennies and they're really, really crazy. So any of these guys are wild at 4 a.m. So yeah, there you go. Holy cow. And let's look at that ADTX and see what it's doing there, W. And I mean, it's what a basement runner this thing is. It's just chilling this morning. It's down, I think, just a hair, it looks like, but nothing crazy. And yeah, it's barely what is it? 0.1086. It's just under 11 cents, it looks like. So we'll see if it can actually curl up. And that GCTK just finished up their reverse split. It did. Says it right there that it just split today, 1 for 20. So let's keep our eye on that one today because you know these things like to fly up there. And this one, yeah, the trend spider always takes the chart and doesn't actually make the reverse splits first thing in the morning. So that's the only thing that's weird about this thing, the trend spider. But I can deal with that because we know what a reverse split looks like. What it basically says it opened at 7 and it's up to like 109 already. So I guess that's where it's opening 114. It says over here. So somewhere's in that area, it's going to open up for the reverse split. And then let's take a look at it because we do love them reverse splits. They like to run. So thank you, W, for that. And we did just look at that ASTS right there. And let's see what else we have going on here. ASTS, we just looked at. EVAX, we just looked at. And let me see. KITT, a couple right here. Let's look at these bad boys. KITT, this Nauticus Robotics, up 3 cents. This one's trying to get set back up. It is in an aerospace and defense company, Nauticus Robotics. And it did, I mean, it's trying to hit that 50 right there at 176. Would it get up to 175 today? And that's where it opened up actually and came down. So I think it's going to try to get curled up. It might not be ready at the moment, but it'll be there pretty soon. And that LRHC, like I said, this thing's just going to bounce around probably for a week or so. It's trying to curl up through the MACD. It's better that it doesn't and just kind of rides around right there and picks up some momentum. Your 20's coming down, and it is a real estate company, and I'm telling you, all these real estate ones are going crazy. So it is just curling through right there. Your 20's up here at 48, and then it gets up there, and it can jump up into that 62 channel, and it is setting up, guys. So it will get running. Like I said, it just has a it has a good like a week, at least a week in it. Looking at it, probably 2 weeks. So just look for them dips on it, and then it will get set up there once it gets into the channel and gets a little closer to the setup. RETL is the retail bulls 3 times, and let's look at it because it was dipping down there. RETL. And yeah, it did take a nice dip from yesterday, 1042 yesterday, and it came down to 989. It closed at 990, but then this morning it opened at 950, came down to 907. It's at 955. It looks like it's going to hit that MACD, and it is actually hitting the support trend line right there, and it's setting up. So this is about a week or two away. So I mean, the markets are setting up, and we did just have that major trade war. I mean, we all survived that. That was a wild one, and so now we can get back to being set up because that stuff at least has a month, and it'll get all worked out. So that was a obviously a negotiation tactic, and I guess it worked because they both buckled, and now we got a bunch of our our whatever the where they cross the borders, that's what it's called. Holy cow, our borders are more secure on both sides, I guess. So there you go, we got what we wanted, and that trade war lasted a whole couple hours. So pretty good stuff right there. How about Chewy? It's running back up. Like I said, it was pulling back yesterday, but I was like, wow, it looks pretty good. I may have to look back at the options and get back in possibly. So yeah, I sold them right there at the top. That was a pretty good one the other day. Right in that $40 area. Somehow I got right there. I was pretty lucky, and then it pulled back, but it is looking good. So CHWY is trying to set up here, and it is looking pretty decent. So we'll keep an eye on it like we have been. Lucid, this one's trying to set back up as well and looking really good. So it did have that dip. It ran up before, came back. It's in the channel, and it looks really good right there. So Lucid LCID is looking good. And that Outlook one OTLK it is. Let's look at Outlook Therapeutics. And this is trying to get set up. Let me look at it and see what it's doing, if anything, this morning. That pullback, was that yesterday? Pullback? I forget. Yeah, it did pull back yesterday. Well, everything basically pulled back a little bit yesterday, but yeah, it's just sitting there at that 186 from yesterday, and it's right on the MACD. We'll have to see how that opens up because that could have just took a little dip and rip situation from yesterday. So we'll look at that. And AMD, let's check it out here. It's up $1.42, and it's trying to roll. And they do have earnings. That's today they have earnings, and this thing is trying to curl up AMD. And we'll go through our SPY and our big caps, obviously, real quick next. So we'll check them out. And Riot is down 7 cents, but these things are setting up really good as well. So Riot and Mara, and Riot is 1177, 1199. It's at 1192. It don't look bad this morning, and it is getting set up right there. So there you go at Riot. And let's jump right into our SPY and see what that looks like. It is down 10 cents, 597, and it's just pinched right there between that 50 and 20. And I could see it trying to roll off this MACD and get rocking and rolling, guys. So it does look like it wants to try to run from there. So it could be a nice bullish day. We'll see how it reacts, or it's going to fall through the MACD and come. It's going to have to come back down to that 585 if it does it. So I can't imagine. I mean, it could stop, but at that 590, but I would have to think if it does it again, it may have to pull back a little lower to bounce up harder. So we'll look at it today and see. It is down 16 cents, nothing crazy, right in that channel. And we'll take a look at it and see what it's going to do. And Apple AAPL, this one is coming down. And what's it up to? It's hitting that MACD after them earnings the other day. And let's see. Yeah, I mean, Apple's hitting the MACD coming down, and it has to curl up today to get rocking and rolling again. So if not, it's going to have to pull back down to that 222 area. It's at 226. Nothing that crazy, but $4 is $4. So we'll see if Apple can stay up there, curl up, and look better. Amazon, that's up $1.36. It's about to hit that resistance up here. at 240 area, and let's see if it can get through it again, and get cruising. So Amazon does look a little bit better right there to get cruising up there into the top. Google's up $1.53, and they do have earnings, isn't it today? Yeah, today. And this thing has been looking good. It's over the MACD and curling up. I wouldn't play the earnings, but it doesn't look bad right there. But again, it's in the top. It could come down on earnings. They could beat earnings, and it comes down just the way it looks. So I would not mess with that at the moment. And Meta, what I'd say, this thing keeps going up. It's over 700 right now. And Zuck has it going on. I'm telling you, it's crazy. But be careful chasing it up here at the top. We knew at 600 it was going, and it went up $100 to 700 there. So that is Meta and Microsoft MSFT. This one's down. It's pulling back a little bit. We'll see if yesterday was its bottom or if it's going to pull back a little bit more right here. Yesterday at 407. Right now it's at 410. So we'll keep an eye on Microsoft, but it will bottom out right here and get set back up. It did take a pretty nice dip right there for MSFT. And let's see what good old Nvidia is doing here. NVDA, it's up 55 cents. And like I was saying last night, I think Nvidia just bottomed out yesterday and is getting ready to rock and roll. So that bottom was probably 113. It's at 117 already. So keep an eye on it for any dips, but it does look like it's going to get set up fairly soon right there. So watch for any pullback. And Tesla's up $2.10. And again, this thing does kind of look like it's trying to set up, but it almost looks bearish at the moment because it didn't get cruising when it needed to. So we'll see if it can get run up here. It's got to get back into that 400 range for it to look good. So we'll see if it can get curled up. Tesla can jump right up there. So it very well possibly could. AMC is setting up. It's curling out of the bottom, guys. Looking pretty good. It's at 311 right now. It was down, and now it wants to get moving. So keep an eye on that one. AMC and GameStop, 25.95, and this thing's just down there. Like I said, this one's the least set up. That Unity's up 20 cents. It still has some time to get set up as well. But AMC is looking pretty good there. And Chewy can get set up again and run back up. It's up 42 cents and trying to curl back up. Just make sure it gets up there and moves. But like I said, AMC is looking pretty good. And like we were talking about, it looks like he went Unity, Chewy, AMC, and then we'll see what one he wants to hit next. So there's your Roaring Kitty report this morning. And there you go with them bad boys. And how about AVGO? Let's look at these guys. That's up 54 cents. And I'm telling you, these guys look pretty good too. MU, that's looking a little bit better. They're going to get set up finally. TSM was dipping. It's up 452 today. And they do look much better this morning. SMCI, that's up $1.56. I was saying this thing looks really good, so keep an eye on that. And that AMD's up $1.33. And I'm telling you, this thing looks beautiful to roll off. I don't like earnings, but I don't know what's going to go. It's been way down, and it dipped down to the bottom, and it looks like it wants to cruise. A little bit of pullback at the moment, but this thing is getting set up, AMD. So we'll see. It's a U.S. semiconductor company, so you can imagine it could get cruising right there from down where it's at. QCOM, that has been up. They have earnings coming up. I'd be careful just because it's pulling back. Their earnings are tomorrow, and it did run up before earnings, so it doesn't matter. That one could just pull back. Intel INTC, this one's going to get set up. It's almost at that bottom area. Let's get it right at that bottom, INTC. And that's snow. I'm telling you, this thing's going to be a blizzard. It's up another $2, and it's looking pretty good. Once it gets over 190, it's going to really get cruising, guys. So it'll have a nice little pop up. Just watch for any dips right there on snow. And how about Dell? That's been down, but it's up 70 cents. Yesterday could have been its bottom, had that nice little dip right there. And PLTR, that's still up like $18 from yesterday's run up. It's at 101.95. So remember, I was saying PLTR didn't matter about the trade war. It was going to run. It certainly did. MSTR looks much better, and we'll keep an eye on it. It's getting set up right here. They do have earnings tomorrow, so we'll look at them earnings and then see what MicroStrategy looks like. And there you go. MTN, just because it was setting up, it's just flat. But look at that one today. It is setting up right there. And what else was? Boeing was. And McDonald's, Boeing's up a little bit. That's setting up. McDonald's is trying to set up. It has a little bit of pullback. Watch for any dips on there. And there you go with them bad boys. Oh, man, that was a good one. Let me see what else we missed here. Anything else that I missed? Yep, I missed a couple down there. Holo, let's look at Holo right here and see what that looks like, Barb. That's 8 cents, and let's see if it can do this little bounce. Let me look at it this morning. HOLO. And it is looking pretty good actually this morning. 144 to 174. It's at 152 and trying to curl up. So Holo does look pretty decent and can get moving again. So keep an eye on that one. And how about race? What race is this up to? That's Ferrari right there. And they do have earnings today. It's up $12. I don't know though. I'd be very careful. Let's see. Let me look at it. It just ran up in that pre-market, so 427 to 451. It's at 441 right now. And I probably would wait until after earnings since it ran up right there. That SMCI is looking good. We've been saying it. It's up $1.40, and yesterday was probably its bottom right there. They do have earnings coming up next week on the 11th, which is next Tuesday. But that one is trying to curl up right there and should try to get moving. Once it gets up over this 3360 area, it'll get cruising for SMCI. It's at 2825. And how about ARM? This one's trying to roll off that MACD and looks pretty strong. So ARM is looking pretty decent. We'll see if it can roll. It looks like it pulled back a little bit this morning on mine. 158 to 159. It's at 158.22. So it opened at 158.69. That could easily change around. So we'll keep an eye on ARM, and see. And how about OCGN real quick? Let's look at that one. That's at 72 cents. It doesn't look like it's doing anything. We were looking at it last night, and let's see. That is yesterday's date, 73.74. It closed at that 73. It hit that bottom area. It does look like it wants to roll off that MACD for OCGN. I'll have to look at that as it opens. It's not doing anything on my charts just yet. And Hoth, HOTH. This one is also in that channel. And let's look at it. Yeah, it's not doing anything just yet. It looks like yesterday could be its bottom at that 116. See if it pulls back anymore. Your 50s at 109 down there, but I don't know if it's going to come down that far. HOTH. So I'll take a look at them bad boys, but they're not doing anything for me this morning on my chart, so I can't really tell. But that's what they look like right there. And let me see if anything else is going on. We'll look at that ETF 500 and see what that's up to. Did I miss anything? I'm kind of cruising around. We did the IVVD first thing this morning. What does it look like right now? Let's see. It is cruising up there. It has momentum, guys. Keep an eye on that thing this morning because that's running up there. And QNTM just started to move. Let's see. And we went through these last. Oh, yeah, look at that. Bam. Just like that's not one of them. I thought that was one of ours, quantum ones. We never even look at this, but we should add it to our list right here for quantum ones. But the quantum ones are looking great, guys. RGTI, that's up 44 cents. We went through them yesterday. QUBT, that's up a little bit. So these things are setting up right there. That QBTS, that's up 14 cents. So they're all setting up there. QMCO, Quantum Corp's up. And that's the one I was thinking that one was QMCO. I don't know why, but QTUM, that's up $1. That's the ETF. And IONQ, that one is just sitting flat. But oh wait, no, that's ION. IONQ is up 26 cents. I was gonna say that chart looked way better yesterday than ION, but yeah, IONQ looks pretty damn good right there. So keep your eye on them things as well. And yeah, QNTM just started cruising right there. Let me see. Uber has earnings tomorrow. It could be one of the poppers. Let's look at it. Uber real fast. I know we liked it a couple week or two ago when it was way down there. It ran up, and you're right, Luis Rodriguez. It definitely could be one of them poppers off the earnings right there, trying to curl off that MACD. Looking good right there. I would have to agree with you on that one. EOSE. Let's look at that one real quick. EOSE. Let's see what you're doing. EOS Energy Enterprises. And yeah, this one is trying to curl back up. It is in a bullish channel right there, looking good off the 20. What did it do yesterday? It looks like, oh, that's today, 555 to 574. It's at that 574, so keep an eye on that. You're right, it does look pretty good. Somebody's stacker, is that Sat Stacker? So yeah, that one does look pretty good right there. Um, and W, we've missed you. I've noticed you haven't been on, but you have been on like last night and today, I believe. So nice to have you as always. And everybody else, I always appreciate seeing everybody. And I know life gets crazy busy and you can't attend every show. Trust me, I get that for sure. I greatly appreciate you checking it out and checking out the replays. So grab GRAB. You might want to grab some of these. It is up 31 cents. Look for any pullback, but it looks pretty good. It is hustling up there. Went right down from that 20 at 461, 459 it was at, and it went right through to 50, which is at 491. It got up to 5. It's at 485 right now. So yeah, GRAB and Uber is definitely looking pretty good, I would say too. That one, and they have earnings. When is their earnings? Is it today? Tomorrow, February 5th. So Uber's earnings are tomorrow and looking pretty good right there. So there you go for that. RTC. Is that one we looked at this morning? Yeah, this one is getting set up. I would say definitely keep an eye on it. It's been on our laptop lowdown list, and we basically opened up his list with it, I think, this morning. But yeah, looking real good there. I think yesterday could have been its bottom. We're gonna look to see. It was at 72 cents. It's at 79 now, and it is looking good. So keep an eye on that RTC for sure. Tessering, it's looking nice right there. Let's look at our crypto cube. Things are just cruising around. Let me see what they look like. Let's see. Chain links at what 2047 and H bars at 25 cents. I love this thing. It's so cool. I just sit here and look at it now, scrolling cool prices. XLM's at 35 cents. And I know that the Bitcoin's right there. It's at what is it at 99,323. Sol's at 210 right now. So let's take a look at these bad boys. Ethereum's at 2,783, and I got these live prices just scrolling on my desk on my stock cube, and it is my crypto cube. It's awesome. Ripple's at 262 right there. Pulled back a little. So let's go ahead and jump in and take a look and see what these guys are doing. Cardano's at 75 cents, and that's right there. So yeah, FIL's at $3.28. So we know what all the crypto prices are doing all the time. It's so great. And I never even said all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence as I look at my stock queue, because I'm telling you, it's so cool. Doge is at 27, and let's take a look and see what these charts look like now. Let's see right here. Bitcoin, like I said, it's at 99,000. It was up over 100 yesterday. And honestly, they could pull back a little bit. I was looking at them this morning and they're pulling back again to that 50. So we got to see if they can hold up there. Some of the other ones were kind of pulling back a little bit. So it's going to be an interesting day for them. So Ethereum's at 2080. And let's see. um, yeah, I mean, Ethereum looks like it wants to pull back a little bit right there. So it does look like they want to pull back, but I bet they're going to start reversing relatively soon. I think they just had to stop after that big sell-off from Sunday on the tariff news, and now they're just kind of pulling back a little bit, but it looks like something's going to happen. I don't know, like something bigger is going to happen, and they're going to do some hardcore bouncing here. So Ripple is at, what did I say it was at? 264 right there. And yeah, it's coming back down to the 50. They were moving up over it. They jumped back up. And so now they're coming back down to it. We'll have to see what's going to happen here. I feel like something's going to happen. And some news is coming out or something. Just the way they look. And they bounced around like this. It just looks like something's in the works here. I'm not sure what it is. I can't figure it out. Solana's coming back onto that 50 right there. It's at 211.95. Cardano's at 76 cents. And that one is That's in the channel. That could get pushed down, honestly. So we'll keep an eye on Cardano. Doge is at 27, and it did get pushed down quite a bit. It's trying to move back up, but again, now it's just kind of making a base right there. But they have this weird look. I'm not sure what's going on with crypto. I don't think it's bad. It just has a weird look. Chainlink's at 2073, and Sheeb's up like 8%. Let me see if Bonk doing anything this morning. That was like way down. And let me see what it's doing here. BONK. And yeah, it's kind of bounced off that bottom yesterday, and now it's just kind of making a base down here. And your 20s coming down, or your 50s coming down to your 200, but Bonk's way down there, so that's an interesting one. And yeah, crypto, I'm telling you, just has a strange look about it, but something's going on. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but they look like they're going to get bouncing and bouncing kind of hard for some reason. So I'll be watching it today and seeing how it kind of curls up or down or trends today. But yeah, Bitcoin's at 99,430, sold 210, Ethereum's at 2,789, Ripple's at 263. And there you go. And I'm just looking at my crypto cube, and there you go with Cardano at 75 cents. So I love this thing. It's so cool. I can always just look at it and see it. And we'll look at ETF 500 because I'm telling you, that's building a nice base as well. And let's take a look at it since we're on our crypto real quick. Let's see what that's doing. I already had it up, but the deck screener wants to refresh itself. So let me see right here. It'll give me the fresh price as a 0.10995, so it's just under 2 cents. It's got a nice base, and it should be running up. I could see it getting up over that 2 cents and moving towards the three. So, like I said, I don't know. Crypto has a look like something's about to happen, guys, and it's probably going to be good. And look who's in office. So you just never know what's going to happen at any moment with Trump in office, especially with crypto. I don't know what it is, but you can just see something there. SOUN is looking good. That Soundhound, SOUN. Let's see. It did run way up there. It's getting curled back up, and I think this one is looking really good to try to get moving. That 20's coming down to catch it and curl it through right there. It's at that 1462, and it's looking really nice. I like that. Ready to retire. Me too. And so yeah, nah, that one's looking great right there. So let's keep an eye on SOUN for sure. Let's see what the market's doing real quick. And Microsoft, Nvidia, Google, Meta, Amazon, and Tesla are pretty green. Apple's down a little bit, so not looking bad. Let's look at our SPY. It's up 42 cents, just like we think. And like I said, I think it's going to be rolling off and things are going to be looking pretty decent. And I'm keeping my eyes on that crypto because it does look kind of crazy right there. So we'll be looking at it because it looks like it wants to do something. B hatch just a little bit flat, but not looking bad. It could get cruising again, guys. So keep an eye on that. And how about Rhymes up a little bit right there? And that TRNR, like I said, this thing either has to bounce out the basement today or it could be a disaster. TRNR. So I'll look at it. It's not doing anything. It looks like it wants to roll. So has that crazy look, like it has that dip and rip. So we'll take a look at that one. And I don't think that VKTX will keep it's up 37 cents. That one's going in the earnings too, guys. And for whatever reason, it's way down here and looks like it wants to roll off that bottom and that top and the MACD and get cruising there. So keep an eye on that. But yeah, the market looks pretty good. ETF 500 is just under 2 cents barely. And things are looking pretty nice right there. So I'd have to say we're in pretty good shape. And the SPY it was down a little bit, a couple cents this morning, and now it's up a few. So it's up 45 cents. And like I was saying, it's pinching between that 20 and 50. It should shoot it right off and then roll off the MACD and get cruising right there. So I think it's looking really good. And I'll keep an eye on it, obviously. It won't be trading. And yeah, QNTM, that one is popping there. And EVAX, ACON, that a Clarion, that one's getting set up, guys. Keep an eye on that thing right now. It did just split the other day. It ran up some, but it's getting curled up ACON. So keep an eye on that, and we'll see what that wants to do. And let's just see something real quick here and see what's going on. Let me take a look, EVAX, and I don't think we're going to find anything too crazy that we haven't seen already. STI, maybe that one's getting set up right there. Keep an eye on that one. And let's see, STI. Yeah, it tried to run up a little bit. We'll keep an eye on that and see if it wants to get set up. It did run up. It looks like 42 to 61. It's at 42 again, but trying to get set up. So watch that bounce around a little bit and we'll see what's going on there. What's our news stories? U.S. stock futures waiver on trade war worries. Oh, yeah, it's a crazy trade war right there. Stock market's wild ride on Monday. Could be a microcosm of what to expect in 2025. Phantom Trump tariffs get more real in China. China hits back at Trump tariffs with levies on U.S. goods, and stock futures fall as China announces retaliatory tariffs on U.S. imports. So there you go. You kind of assumed that was going to happen, and I'm sure they're going to talk to each other and figure that one out. So there you go with that. Let's see what's going on the stock twitch side real quick. See what we're looking at, and let's see. PLTR's up, PayPal's down a little bit, Pfizer's up. Remember we were looking at it the other day. It was pulling back but setting up, and they do have earnings coming up, and it is looking good. Pfizer's earnings today, I could see that popping right there. And that was Spotify. That's up right there. We looked at it last night. It was on here. Good old Spotify's up like $55. That ran up into the top. MRK, I'm not even sure what that one is. MRK. Oh, Merck. That makes sense. That's down actually. Drug company down on earnings right there. XPEV's up and DraftKings down. Pepsi is down. Cold's up and Boyle was up yesterday. So I guess Cold is taking it today, and it is just kind of rolling up there a little bit. And yeah, Boyle. I mean, they both don't look too bad, but Boyle does look like it could pull back a little bit, set up, bounce once, and then come down. I don't know. We'll have to look at them. They've been running around. Boyle's been running up there. So there you go, everyone. I'd say that's a pretty good pre-market review right there. And let me know if you guys are looking at anything today. We'll definitely check it out. And the markets aren't looking bad. And we'll have to keep an eye on crypto to see what that's going to do. And our SPY does look like it wants to try to move, but you never know. It could go either way real quick. So I'll be watching both of them and keeping you guys updated today. It's probably a pretty important day there. So we'll see if Trump figures out the whole China tariff things and all that. You never know. That could happen. And they could talk and get that all squashed, and then everything will really be popping. I'm telling you, it looks like something crazy is going to be going on. So we'll keep an eye on the markets, and I'll keep you updated. And let me know what you want to see later today or today. So there you go, everyone. Thanks for hanging out. Greatly appreciate everybody. Asian Joe Lee for your Joey's jumpers and laptop travel, your laptop blowdowns, and Snow WJ Kratz. Linda's on there. East Coast Beach Girl Barbara, Dusty and Boo, Techie, Bong Pre-Chan, SP. 2026 Walter, he's 2026 is a year early there. Drew Allen, and ready to retire. We already said him. Suave, Skeletor something, Skeletor trades. How are you? And Cassie, how are you? Cassie Cecil, how you doing this morning? I appreciate everybody hanging out, tuning in, checking it out. And like I said, have a great day. You make sure you trade smart, lock in your profits. And you guys know all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. Always do your due diligence. I just look at stock charts, tell you what they're going to do. So yeah, trade smart, lock in those profits. Goodbye, good luck, see you later, and have a great day, everybody.